Executive Assault. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words. Executive Assault is an indie real-time strategy first-person shooter where you can not only build your base and create armies, but also take control of your units and fight as one of them. So what is Executive Assault? Well, as you've probably guessed, it's an RTS game. But it's a strange RTS game. It's not like an RTS game that I've ever played before. Certainly it looks like an RTS game, but it has a whole lot more, which is quite unique, as you're going to find out as you watch this review. So as an RTS game, you have the usual stuff. You can research tanks, factories, radars, super weapons, infantry, and build the factories and produce the troops. You resource the resources. You mine the resources. There is iron, there is thorium, and there is which you can find at various points on the map. The problem with some of the resources, the likes of thorium, is you can't actually see it. Well, you can, but it's so microscopic, and this is one of my big gripes about this game. So the infantry, the zoom is all kind of, you know, and it's clunky and it's hard to spot stuff. Even though the maps aren't very big, it's hard to spot stuff. It's guys, you know what I'm saying? Nomse? It's not a very good RTS game. There you go. It's just not a very good RTS game. It lacks the polish and crispness and responsiveness of the big hitters. And I'm not talking about Electronic Arts and Command & Conquer. I mean, Command & Conquer used to be great. Don't get me wrong. It was one of my favourite games in Red Alert. But then it went all shit after Westwood got acquired. But, you know, your likes of StarCraft, Grey Goo, it doesn't have that level, you know. Which you're not going to get for the price. It's an indie game after all. But this gives you something that none of them games give you. Breasts. No, that's the name of my company, sorry. Yes, I must explain that you are a CEO. You own the company. It's not like warfare. It's like you're Richard Branson, you're Alan Sugar, you're Donald Trump. Donald Trump. I can't believe what he said about that senator. That he wasn't a war hero because he got captured. Fuck off! Where were you? Where were you in Vietnam, Mr. Trump? Where were you? He got fucking captured, shot down, tortured for fucking years, and you dare turn round and say he's not a fucking you? God! Sorry, Mac, get off politics. We don't go into politics. Sorry, Donald fucking Trump, wig face, Mac. But you know, fuck off. Just fuck off. What was I saying again? Oh yes, Executive Assault. It's a game. Yes, you see, you are the CEO of the company, and you can name the company anything you want. Obviously, mine's called Breast Implants because that's the kind of guy I am, unfortunately. I don't like breast implants. I think they look false, but if you need it for recreative surgery, then that's fair enough. But I think these women who buy breast implants thinking that it makes them look hot, no. Big, wobbly and natural every fucking day of the week. You see, they kind of look like footballs. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of stand up on your fucking chest. It doesn't look right. No. Mac, the game, for fuck's sake. Sorry. Executive Assault. Yes, so you're the CEO and you sit in a chair in your office, in the tower, overlooking your empire. And you go into first person mode and you can walk around. You build a factory. You can go down the fucking elevator. Lift, Mac, you know, in America. And you can walk around the factory you've just built. You can go outside and see shit that you've built. It's fucking insane, guys. It's insane. You've seen nothing like this. I promise you. You've. It's this idea that you can walk around, but not only that, you can take command of any unit on the battlefield that's yours, whether that be a plane, a tank, or a soldier. You just click on it and say, right, I'm in control of you, and then it turns into fucking Battle Zone 2. It's just insane. It's insane. And you research all the tech. You put different weapons and armor on your tanks and shit. You can have Gatling guns, lasers, and all kinds of stuff, and cannons. And it's just insane. It needs co-op. It has co-op as in teams, but I think this needs 2 players controlling the same base. That'd be insane. It's great hunting down the enemy CEO, but not as great as when you're being hunted down. I mean, I was sitting in my office and I heard the lift go, and I knew I hadn't sent any of my units to my office, so I knew that enemy droids were in the building. They were in the building, guys! In the fucking building! And so I just ran for my other lift because I didn't have any of my internal defences. Building and build internal defences, which I'll come to in a minute. And so I just had to run for my fucking life, and it was great. It was great. I've started a playthrough on my other channel. It was my first time I ever played it. I just got murdered instantly. But it was so much fun. It's just that extra rush of adrenaline. And so on my follow-up game to that, I decided, right, fuck it, I'm going to build a big army and I'm going to go and rape the fucking CEO of my breast implants competition. We drove along and we had this army of tanks and droids, and I was taking command of a tank, and it was just insane. And then when I got there, I took command of the droids, and I pressed the follow me lads command, and we all just stormed his fucking base. We were fighting through his blast doors, smashing his fucking turrets down. Then we went upstairs on the left and fucking murdered the twat. And it was just great fun. It was something that I've never done before in an RTS game. It's quite insane. It does have a lot of drawbacks though. I mean, it has these cannons that can shoot from base to base quite repetitively, which is a bit shit. And the planes are a bit shit. The combat in general is a bit meh, you know, it's not brilliant. It's very clunky as well. Well, not very clunky, but it's clunky. It comes under the clunky tick because of the size of some of the units, trying to micromanage them. And I wasn't able to group them up. I pressed Control and 1, which is the universal command for making a groupment. It just didn't work. So I don't know whether I'm doing it wrong, but I had a few issues with it. And I didn't really like the units, but I just loved the base assaulting. And in fact, to be honest, if this didn't have tanks or planes, it just had a whole load of traps that you could set. I mean, you can put blast doors in, force fields, turrets inside the buildings and stuff like that. But if you had a shitload more than that, and it became more dungeon keepery rather than command and conquery, I think it would be a better game. I think it's trying to do too much, and I would have much rather just have it down to infantry. And I mean, I did enjoy the tanks, don't get me wrong, it was good shit, but not half as much fun as being in the enemy base and having your base assaulted as well by infantry. That was the dog's bollocks, it really was. It's a great game. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, this is a good fucking game and well worth picking up just for the fun you're going to have by taking out the enemy CEO and also running for your fucking life into your bunker when you hear that intruder alarm go off and you know there's a hit squad in to take you out. It's great, well worth the price. It's a tenner, I believe. That's about, I don't know, $15, $9.99. So there you go, Executive Assault. You haven't quite seen anything like this. It's Dungeon Keeper has sex with Command and Conquer. That's what it does, and it's a nice, fun indie game, well worth picking up.